create the idyllic life of wield medieval weapons and legendary magic to smite hordes of monsters.
This man's trying too hard. Okay, why is it the first vibe I'm getting of this is camera shake the game? Who the hell keeps putting the camera shake on all the B-roll? It's actually kind of annoying. Okay, why does Vanilla look like a load of cum? Why would you do this?
Hereby proclaim this tape.
Oh, this is another Detective Pikachu thingy. What I'm wondering is, why did they do it with the Pikachu? Because this voice, while amazing, does not fit a Pikachu.
Future.
It's the Magikarp. I'm calling it right now. It's the Magikarp. They're the murderers. Ah? Oh god. What the hell is wrong with you, Peach? Why does it look weird? Oh, they're all kind of like chibi, like extra small. Ah, the booby lady doesn't have her boobies moving anymore. Why is that the thing I pay attention to? Jesus. But it's like, yo, it's got an adorable art style. I can dig it. Now, Mario RPG is admittedly kind of a left field sort of reveal, and that's actually kind of cool.
Mr. Koizumi, that last trailer featured Mario.
Mr. Koizumi, that last trailer had Mario! It's almost like we're the same company that made him! Why are you amazed by that? The fuck?
When she steps on this particular spot on stage.
Position 0? Why?
There's actually something else.
What?
Nani?
What?
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, originally released on Nintendo 3DS, is in development.
Oh, that's neat, I think. Why does that frame rate look distressingly low? I'm gonna hope that's like a development snapshot. We've seen GoldenEye, we've seen Tales of Symphonia, though. I'm pretty sure it's just what it's gonna look like. I don't know. Although that's interesting that they're releasing the sequel, but not a remake of the original. Which, I mean, I guess the 3DS did get that. Wait, this is Asylum City and Night, right? I'm pretty sure, because Rocksteady doesn't acknowledge Origins. Yeah. Oh wow, I thought I could become Spider-Man.
Batman Arkham Trilogy launches on Nintendo Switch this fall.
That seems like a really late addition to... Also a set that was being made by Turn Me Up. I have to look at that later, just to see their reputation. Still, it's a very interesting time of all times to be releasing a compilation, a pretty old compilation of Batman games, when debatably the Switch is at the end of life phase where everyone almost unilaterally agrees that the Switch is pretty underpowered. Maybe they can make it work? I don't know.
Set up synergies and game.
But the frame rate on this game doesn't look very impressive. Again, I have to hope that these are like development demonstrations and they're probably going to be optimizing it up until launch, but you never fucking know with these things. It just happens. Man, even though there's a live stream, I wish I could skip this. These just come out every year. So what's the point? Honestly, Just Dance might be in the same problem space as like all of the EA sports games. They just keep re-releasing the same game over and again rather than doing what would probably be the sensible thing, in that you're not going to be changing the formula significantly with each game, so you should probably put these on like a subscription service, or, you know, release one game that you just put updates to. You know, if you're going to keep essentially re-releasing the same game over and again. And you even have a fucking streaming service thingy. So what's the point? I don't get it.
Guide on this journey.
The fucking girl is going. Oh! I'm sorry, this is Dragon Quest, right? It has to be. Toriyama art style, the fucking horns. Oh, right. This is that other series of Dragon Quest games. This is Dragon Quest Monsters, right? That's what it is? Yeah. Okay. That's neat to see that coming back, because it's been a long time since there was another release in this sub-series.
Next, we have more news on a certain game with plant-like creatures.
You know how little that narrows it down. Right, of course. Right now, gonna call it Cav is orgasming. Fuck you, Cam.
Ochi.
Poochie! Or alternatively,
Together.
literally just Pikmin and Poochie. So Poochie in this case isn't a traditional, like, clone character of the rest, but it's actually, like, it has different functions. That's neat.
Awaits.
That is some crazy fucking dungeon designs they've got here. I can kind of dig it.
Pikmin 4.
Now in stool flavor. Also, that's only coming out in like a month.
HD
Oh.
versions of the first two Pikmin
Hello.
games originally
Pikmin
released
remakes.
on Nintendo
Or
GameCube
ports.
will launch
Now, are those actual, like, bare metal ports, or are those just gonna be their hybrid emulation thing, where they just take GameCube games, put a texture pack over it, and then just release that as a port? I mean, as long as it works well either way, I don't necessarily care. But... Ooh!
The renowned
Metal Gear. Oh! The collection's also releasing on Switch. Also, they're not doing a fucking thing for MGS1. Like, that is just emulation, I'm calling it.
Sons of Amphibious weapon.
The memes, Jack! And objectively, the best game. I actually would love to play that more. Okay, yeah, that's the same ports that can... Why? Holy shit, why? No one wants to be reminded of those! Ooh. That is... neat. Okay, they're going way too fucking hard on this collection, more than I thought. Because wasn't this announced at, like, the State of Play thing for PlayStation? And I was worried that it was only going to be on PlayStation. I think this might be coming to PC? You can hope? Also, Vampire Survivors. Okay, whatever. Nothing against Vampire Survivors, just I've already seen this before. That means that they're basically releasing every single goddamn Metal Gear game except the Twin Snakes remake of MGS1. Now, I don't understand personally why they keep insisting on only releasing the PS1 original. Still, the fact that it also has 2 and 3, obviously, and also has both MSX and original Famicom, original Famicom versions, is really bizarre to me. You know, for completion's sake, at the very least. Oh, this bird battle royale. Why? Oh my god, this is... You're ruining the good vibes I just had. What the hell? Anyways, I really am excited for that Metal Gear collection. And the potential that it might maybe come to PC. And I don't have to emulate the Switch version just to get a good version of MGS 2 and 3 on, you know, my computer. Though they also haven't released Peace Walker in that collection, which is mildly interesting. Maybe they're saving that for a Volume 2. And also the Acid games.
And a newly animated
Wait, Fred is a goddamn living yo-yo.
from the team behind Sonic Mania.
Oh wait, is this headcanon's new thing? And you basically just have a grappling hook. That... it sounds cool. Oh, and Mario 64 Penguins. This looks cool though. I dig the flow of the platforming. The style looks nice. Got a Katamari, of fucking course. Oh right, they're renamed Evening Star, I forgot. Nope, that's Christian Whitehead Studio, not Stealths. Still cool though. But still, that's really cool! Okay, you got like 2.5 dingers.
Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game.
That's a mouthful.
This summer. Active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost.
So vaporware. Or it's going to become vaporware. HD2D though is a vibe, and I really like the look of it. That looks cool. Also the art style, like the actual graphics and the art style is really cool. Like, maybe I should actually get around to playing these games. That would be really cool. Yeah, most of my recollection of Star Ocean is I have no idea how to play this game. I played the first Super Famicom Star Ocean, and I was very confused. Like this ain't no... Oh, hi, Philia. This ain't no, linear motion battle system. So, I'm actually moderately looking forward to those games. Well, that game, but also being able to play the first game in a way that makes sense. So is this effectively like another interpretation of Smooth Moves, I think it was, on the Wii? Basically. I mean, it's neat, but... So this is what intelligent systems are working on these days. I don't know if that's a sad existence or what. And that guy is...
Why aren't you saying anything?
Because you're acting like a fucking doofus. Why don't you think?
Families can join the fun at Nintendo Live 2023.
You got fucking 3 pages of subtext disclaimer there. Kind of ruins the illusion. It's like if you have any kind of heart conditions or serious sicknesses that you need to, serious ailments that you need to keep track of, then you shouldn't go to this event. We're gonna keep flashing them here. They're not helping the situation. I know they have to make those legal disclaimers to save their ass, but man, yeah, like 4 pages of like 8-point font subtext.
A vast number of players are enjoying their time in Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
And why aren't you? If you're not, what's wrong with you? Oh, they're still using that weird chibi aesthetic. What is this? What is this? What is that? What is that? Okay, this is 3D, but I actually really enjoy the animation. Like, they actually have kind of emotion to them. What the fuck? Okay, what is this? I guess this is supposed to be in response to how, all of the new Super Mario games have just been getting, like, super stale and shit. So they're like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna make this next one on drugs. You said this wasn't crazy enough? We'll have some fucking crazy. That is really... It's kind of cool, actually. That Toad's really too fucking happy. Also, hi, Daisy. Showing that she is the strongest of the group. Yeah. Okay, I guess they must have taken the whole advice of from the new series, and they decided to actually do something kind of cool with it. That's really neat. Also, that's literally in exactly a month from my birthday. Oh. What the fuck?
Well then.
This is fucking taking a break, dude. Why are you getting all up in this shit? Just yeeted him off the face of the planet.
Wonder.
They had to add the extra reverberation there, because it is so fucking crazy. I dig it. I dig it.
Daisy is playable.
Again, the strongest girl in the franchise. Is there anything left? Okay, no logo. That was pretty fucking cool, actually. I do appreciate that they're taking a franchise that people have generally kind of gotten sick of, because I guess they realized that they already made Mario Maker 2 at this point. Like, there is no reason, realistically, for them to ever make, like, another game in the new Super Mario Brothers series that's just a normal-ass Mario game, because they can literally just make their own at that point. So they took that in stride and just say, hey, let's just make this game on a shit ton of LSD. That is honestly the kind of shit that they should be doing. They're really taking advantage of, like, the potential whimsy of the Mario franchise, and they're doing something really stupid with it. And I can absolutely appreciate it, even as someone who really doesn't play much, like, Mario stuff these days. That is so cool. I mean, as for the rest of the stuff, it's basically me hypothetically saying that maybe the Metal Gear Solid Collection might come to PC. The Metal Gear Solid Collection is coming to the Switch. I hope it comes to PC, because if not, I can buy that collection on Switch, and then I can probably just emulate it on PC through that, assuming that Konami doesn't do some shit that prevents it from being emulated. But I think that would be really cool. Star Ocean isn't necessarily like was it launching like exclusively on Switch? Is it exclusive? So I don't know if that's exclusivity or what, but right. Other than that, this fucking game, going past the chicken shit, this fucking shit actually looks really cool. Like, it's got a really cool style. It's got some pretty unique use of colors. It's got that really cool grapple anywhere shit that they're going with. You can use the big wheel. That is so cool. It looks really cute. It looks fun as hell. This I didn't know what Headcanon / Evening Star were doing, you know, since they kind of broke away from Sega stuff. But if this is like the direction that the company is going in, this looks so fucking cool. I am so proud of them for being able to make something this interesting with the original IP. That is so cool. I'm actually looking forward to that. Anyways, MGS, the fact that, one, they're still not releasing anything other than the original PS1 version of MGS1, I don't get that. You know, because they also clearly didn't do anything about the presentation. This looks, glitches and all, like polygon warping and everything, this is just the PS1 game emulated. Like, they didn't even try to make it look any different. But the fact that it has 2 and 3, probably pulled from the HD version, that's cool. They have the MSX games, which came as standard with MGS3 Subsistence, sorry. And the original two Famicom games that technically aren't real Metal Gear games. With Snake's voluptuous ass. Why would you do that? Other than completion's sake, why would you do that? That is something I don't think anyone asked for, but it's still kind of appreciated. Just to make the MSX games look better, I'm sure. And then the digital graphic novels, which I think are pulled from the PSP, which is interesting. It doesn't have acid games, it doesn't have Portable Ops or Peace Walker, and obviously no MGS4. But because it's titled as a Volume 1 of a supposed master collection, I'm wondering if they're going to be using this as kind of a way to sell the idea of would you want to see more vintage Metal Gear Solid titles return. And obviously they're taking a lot of safe bets, but in fairness to them, they're putting in like almost everything that they can conceivably think of in terms of like games, graphic works content, and other bonuses. Like, that is genuinely really cool. Like there's gonna be a full-fledged fucking, like, anthology of presumably everything about, you know, the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games and the other games that came before it. That's really fucking cool. So what I'm thinking is maybe they're going to be using this to kind of test the water, see if they can re-release these games, and maybe if this does well commercially or, you know, reception or whatever, possibly we might finally see a release of MGS4 and Peace Walker. Maybe? It just says Konami, so it doesn't say anything about the specifics of who's porting it. I mean, assuming that they're using the HD ports, which they look like they are. Those are pulled, of course, from Bluepoint, and I don't know about the rest of the works. The MGS1 port looks like it's in a very sorry state, unfortunately, because it's just emulation, but and not having Twin Snakes, I maybe that's a rights issue with Silicon Knights, or whatever, even though technically it's still a Konami game. Maybe they just felt it didn't hold the same vision that they wanted. I don't know, but still. Pikmin looks neat, and they also have the other 2 games coming to Switch. I am pretty sure Pav is screaming his heart out for this. The Pikmin 4 footage looks cool. As someone who isn't necessarily a big fan of the Pikmoos, but just has like a passing familiarity with it, it looks neat. It looks cool. I dig the art style. That's kind of most of what I can say. It doesn't look bad. It's just not necessarily my thing. But I am like super stoked that this seems to be really cool. That dungeon design looks like an actual goddamn like amusement park. They got fucking grind rails going around and conveyor belts just levitating in the air. Like, I thought this was supposed to be like actual civilization, and yet it's, what is all this shit? This is like very, very impractical design. If it actually is supposed to exist in the real world. But Pikmin, it feels like it's a series that has one foot in realism and the other foot in an LSD pool. Like they're just kind of winging it with the graphic design. Not saying that's bad, it just feels like this kind of looks like a semi-realistic environment is the thing. But then you have this shit, and I'm just like, what the hell is all this? That's so weird. It's so weird. Maybe that's the appeal of it. I honestly want to know, because I haven't really played much Pikmin. I played 5 minutes of Pikmin 1, and I think that's about it. Dragon Quest Monsters, that's neat. I do not care for any of these other games that are coming out. Although the dungeon crawler, the Animu dungeon crawler one, seems actually kind of neat. That fucking face right there, it's just perfect. That is a perfect expression to have. I'm not sure if I totally dig the chibi style, but it looks kind of neat. That's clearly just like an in-game graphic style they're going with, because the pre-rendered events are clearly like, you know, they're well proportioned, and those are, is it just me or those look like Harvest Moon cows? Those look like Harvest Moon cows. What's that about? Published by Xseed, if I remember, or developed by Xseed. So maybe there's Story of Seasons is, yeah, Xseed. I'm wondering if maybe that has any relevancy to that, or is that just pure coincidence? Who the fuck asked for more Just Dance? I'm very curious. Who are the two people and their moms buying this game? I want to know, because I want to tell them to fucking stop already. This game kind of doesn't look very good, but I'm also not the biggest tactics fan in the universe, and also doesn't look like it runs well either. Like, they have 60 FPS real, and then other bits are just like 15 to 20 FPS. This is actually looking worse than GoldenEye on Switch, which is kind of sad. I'm actually pretty happy with the fact that Batman games are coming to the Switch. They're always gonna ignore Origins because that's what Rocksteady does for some reason. Now, Asylum and City look like they're probably going to run pretty well on Switch, just because these are PS3 games, in 360 era games at the end of the day. I'm wondering how City's gonna cope, because if this looks like a native port, which it seems like it is, and they're not advertising it as a cloud thing, because otherwise, why wouldn't they just release it now? If these are native ports, I'm very curious how they're going to make Asylum run. Also, is it just me, or is it every time I see this shot from the end of Asylum where he's about to fucking punch Joker, I can't help but think of him going fucking T-pose with this battle because of a glitch that can happen in the PC version. He can just fucking...
Bitch, shut up! Yeah, give him the 1-2. Yeah.
There's nothing
Beat his ass! Beat his ass!
It's stupid. Mario RPG. Now this... Okay, I also skip the Dark Moon. Very interesting that this is coming to Switch. What's also more interesting to me from a technical perspective is that this is very high resolution footage. It also looks very low frame rate. Now, the original game did run at like 20 to 25 FPS on 3DS. So I don't know if... I would hope they're not keeping that, but also the animations do look kind of stiff in comparison to the first game, I'm not gonna lie, but it was also made to be a portable game, so I don't know. If it just ends up being like kind of a basic bitch port, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world, but because I don't think Dark Moon did much with the 3DS, so you know, just bringing it to Switch on a platform that is still supported is nice. Also, Mario RPG. This is one hell of a left field announcement, and I dig the look of it. Now, what's interesting is that both RPG Remake here and Mario Brothers Wonder, whatever they decide to pronounce it, you know, with reverberation or not, I'm not gonna put fucking reverb in post here to say Wonder. What's interesting, mildly interesting from an art style perspective, is that they're using almost the exact same weirdly proportioned Mario between both Mario RPG Remake and Wonder, which is strange to me. It's almost the same proportion dude, and it looks fucking weird. I know Mini Mario has always been kind of a very strange kind of concept to visualize since its inception, so portraying it in 3D is fucking weird, but it's just mildly interesting that they kind of use what almost looks like the same model for almost verbatim for both Mario Wonder and Mario RPG. Is this like a shifting art style for the Mario franchise? Because if it is, I don't hate it. In RPG, it actually looks really nice, which I can appreciate. Like this looks good. Wonder though, I think the super models of the characters actually look pretty good. They have some like really fun expressions that they're doing. I don't know why I was doing that. They got some really fun expressions that they're doing with this design. I am all for you know making these characters much more animated. That is just really cool. Also, can we just talk about... We got the baddest bitch of all, Daisy, who can fucking out-push this guy. She's buff. I don't give a shit what anyone says. This girl's fucking... This girl's packed. underneath that dress, and that's why Daisy is the best character in the Mario franchise. Don't at me. Pikachu is so fucking weird with that gruff-ass voice. I was gonna say it kind of sounds a bit like a G-rated Jigen, and I'm still not sure how to feel about it. The art style is very modern Pokemon, which is to say, it has a very store brand sort of visual design where it is kind of anime, but not too anime enough to get to like the Tales of level of anime. Not realistic enough to be like, you know, for it to be judged as a realistic looking game, because let's be honest, Game Freak can't make realism to save their lives. So it's like this weird in between where it's cartoonish but not too much so, but not enough to be taken super seriously. I never was a big fan of like the 3D Pokemon art style, I'm not gonna lie. So it just kind of looks like bran flakes flavored stuff. Maybe it's just the fact that this Pikachu has like absolutely no texture on him at all, aside from like the dimples on his cheeks. Looks weird. I'm sure if it got a sequel, the original must have some merit to it, but this doesn't look that much better than the 3DS game, which is not sure what to think of that. I'm not really one to speak about Pokemon games because it's just, I just realized it's not my thing right now. This fucking trailer, who the hell thought it was a good idea to put the camera shake effect on all of the footage? Like, it otherwise looks like kind of a Elder Scrolls, I was gonna say Skyrim, but this kind of reminds me more of like Elder Scrolls Battle Mage of all fucking things. Battle Spire, I'm sorry. This gives me like very Elder Scrolls Battle Spire kind of vibes, where it's that similar sort of vibe for the combat, where it's just mostly about dungeon crawling with people. That's the vibe I get from it, with an art style that I don't really know what to think about it, not gonna lie. Persona exists. I'm sorry, outside of the fact that the chibi art style they got going on, which looks like it's kind of a descendant of Q, it looks cute, but that's about it. I'm probably not gonna be playing a Persona game ever again, so can't really speak on it, but as a tactics game, it exists. Fucking free to play MMO, who cares? And the Sonic, and there's more looks like more of the same Superstars footage, honestly, but it still looks really cool. Like, I think all, like the latter half of this is basically, oh no, right, there is like peeks into other abilities that you get. So like what you can find, like hidden platforms, it looks like, which probably might help with traversing levels and probably getting to hard to reach spots. But like otherwise, it's still more of the same kind of general thoughts that Superstars looks fucking fun. This is running at 30 FPS on Switch and co-op, it looks like. Not sure how to feel about that, but all right. And there is that frame drop there, which is not making me the most confident. I'm hoping that this is maybe developer developer build footage. Big step. Other than that, Superstar still looks good. Probably not gonna play it on Switch, but oh well. And the Pokemon, the DLC announcements is more of the same thought. Like, I still don't like the brand flake aesthetic. Like this is trying to be an anime art style while trying very hard not to be anime, but it doesn't look particularly like, it doesn't really like stand out in any particular way, which is what frustrates me. And I'm not saying go super fucking anime. I know I've been playing a shit ton of Arcana Heart lately, when I probably should be working on GoldenEye soon. I think one thing I can at least appreciate about the Arcana Heart games is that with 3, or you could argue with Sugoi, but with 3, they really found a style all their own that I think looks really good. It looks very distinct. It is super fucking anime, but it's a distinct art style. When you see it, you think, this is that anime fighting game that I'm probably not going to play, but like it looks really cool. Designs are really cool. Pokemon game design, like art design, I don't know, man. Aside from the pocket monsters themselves, like these models and also the modeling of the world itself, not a big fan of it. It's like, I'm sure there is actually interesting stuff beyond this kind of bland art style that they've got going on, but man, Pokemon has not done a lot in the past couple years to, I guess, win me back, especially with the reputation of SV not being particularly great. Like, I've heard that the game itself is genuinely good, but still, compared to a lot of the other Switch games, like compared to fucking Batman, which I know is a slightly different game, but No, City is open world too. So compared to that, which released on the 360 and PS3 in 2010 or 2011, compared to this game that came out in 2022, it doesn't look great. Although that is some pretty good looking water, actually. Yeah, this is just straight up the sea turtle.
The ocean turtle in a sec.
Why? Whose fantastic idea was it to maroon kids on the fucking middle of the ocean? God, the regulations in the Pokemon world are scuffed. This is horrifying. Yeah, but Scarlet Violet DLC coming out. It exists. I don't really enjoy Pokemon games that much anymore, and I don't really enjoy Scarlet and Violet. The only thing I really remember is that this game, for some reason, has obscenely buff girls in it. There's just random ass like helper NPCs that are in the towns who just have an unnaturally attractive build to them. And honestly, after Twintel from ARMS, like that was just the start of Nintendo really low-key catering to, I guess, Twitter with their deceptively unnaturally attractive character designs that are clearly meant to seduce or to get a certain kink. I don't know. Other than that, Brand Flakes art style game that I'm not that interested in. Sorry. But so the other announcements were really cool, even if half of it was me just contemplating whether this game's actually coming out on the platform I fucking want it to come out on, that I actually have. Well, I have a Switch, but I don't really like playing games on my Switch as much anymore. I want this to come out on PC already, goddammit, so I don't have to emulate it on a Steam Deck whenever I get that. Well, yeah. Directs can be fun. I will say that much. Nintendo Directs can be fun sometimes. It's not all stuff that I'm necessarily going to be caring a lot about, but honestly, even for someone that didn't care about some of this stuff, this is still pretty freaking cool. So I'm all for it. Hey again. Sorry that this was a bit of a quick and fast one, but I hope you enjoyed it. More content's coming soon, so stay tuned and subscribe and all that. I suck at endings.